Every year, thousands of hunters make their way to the prairies of the high plains in Kansas and the Dakotas, in the central part of the United States. This is just a look into the story of a small group headed to that area for the pursuit of upland game birds and the ever haunting ringneck pheasant. So many great times have been had while pursuing this animal. This story goes along with a close friend of mine whose dream it always was to go to the high prairies and harvest a pheasant like his grandfather. Follow along. As I said in the opening of today's video, we made our venture and traveled to western Kansas. Our friend that we have met through this journey of YouTube, and I've become quite close friends with, Johnny at Gillum Farms, confided in me that he'd always dreamed of pursuing upland game birds, and particularly pheasants, in western Kansas or in the high plains. When I told him of the travels that my dad and I shared together, me along with my sons there, he was enamored by that fact. The fact that we went and spent so much time out there in western Kansas in pursuit of this elusive bird. Good times were always had. Every pheasant trip I've went on has always been tired legs, sore backs, lots of memories, as long as joshing each other, carrying on, full souls and hearts. You know, there's something about being out in the plains under God's sun, in God's creation, that just makes you feel at peace and at home. And watching the dogs work, spending time with those who mean so much to you as you visit and talk amongst yourselves, all in pursuit of a bird that didn't originally come from this country. It's not a native species. It was actually introduced to the United States. But that bird flourishes out there in the elements that so many others could not. So many of our native species were so overhunted all those years ago, before we had programs like the Conservation District, like Kansas Wildlife and Parks. You know, before we had organizations like that to not only put regulations to help keep them from being over-harvested, but also help promote and have more habitat. Before you jump to conclusions about that we are just more hunters out just trying to run amok and take from the land without giving back, you should do some research on your own of how much money that hunters have put back in conservation to promote habitat for animals, to help keep and make sure that today's wildlife is here tomorrow for generations to come. As I said, this is just a story of us on one weekend and me trying to help a very close friend achieve a lifelong dream. I hope you enjoy the video. If you want more up close shots, if you want to see the action first in hand out in the field, I encourage you to check out my friend Johnny at Gillum Farms video that will be coming out with live shots in the field. Here's just my side of the story. So guys, we just made it to the field. It's been raining all day long. Got a break in the rain. We're gonna walk out a corner pivot here, just a corner, see if we can spook one up and see what happens. Johnny's gonna try to get a little film on his GoPro, but I'll try to show you some action as we go. We're in western Kansas, flat ground. Of course, the secret is you got to find this grass out here. Once you find that prairie grass CRP program, that's where you need to be in. Edged by crop field works well. So we're gonna walk out this pivot corner. So they have circle pivots on all these fields, and the very corners a circle pivot can't get to, and that grows up in CRP set aside grass. So let's see what happens. Well, that didn't turn out like we wanted. We did have 4 roosters. I hit one. We searched and searched. We watched him go down. We just knew he was down. That's all grass. Dog worked, didn't find him. Day 2 started off. Well, we're just getting ready to get started. Look at that sun. Grass blowing. We a little bit later coming out here. Dogs fired up. We're fired up. Guys, we'll try to bring you more as we go along here. I'm going to try to get some more footage. We did get in birds last night before we quit for the day. Made 2 quick walks. Don't make a big day out of it, as long as my back can hold out my legs. We'll see how this goes. But go pheasant life. Upland bird hunting. Guys, we're loving it. Guess what? We didn't go 50 yards into the grass. Oh, Johnny, knock 'em out. Johnny's on the board. First ever Kansas rooster pheasant. Yes. So, last drive of the first full day. We've had a great day so far. Got into some birds, missed some birds, knocked down some birds. Hopefully no one will miss on this drive. That someone will probably be me. And hopefully knock 'em out Johnny gets another one. But this was a good spot before, so we'll see what happens. Pheasants flying everywhere. Getting ready to start this next morning. Sun's up, grass. Just need to let him go out there. That's what we need him to do, is go out there and have Milo and just stir up. Well, we finally got into some action. Rooster's flushing pretty wild, pretty far away. Lots of hens. Threw some lead. Haven't hit any marks. Having a blast in God's country. I mean, we are having a wonderful time. Nothing's better than the sound of the cackle on sun-filled grass fields early in the morning. That rooster cackle is crazy sound that you love to hear. Just doesn't even seem real. It's so surreal. We have been at it, and it's so nice. Third morning. Third morning, getting ready to start. It's been amazing. Last night, while I was doing my devotional live, Dad and Johnny went out, just the two of them. Hey, we do what we do. They come back with the pheasant. We're going to start again this morning. Last morning here. We're ready to go. I'm going to walk the middle here. Johnny's going to walk an edge. Dad and Blitz Dog going to walk on the other side. Of course, Blitz Dog walks in between us.
I don't? How come?
Johnny on the board, but had to be backed up by Dad. Out here hunting the elusive prairie Sasquatch. They think we have him. You want to make sure that you're the one that gets to shoot the pheasants? Be the far inside guy in the grass.
Unless you're the far outside guy in the grass.
Oh, knock him out, Johnny on the board with another one. Wow! Can you believe that? So that happened. So I helped fulfill a lifelong dream for a great friend. Now, to say that we were excited is probably an understatement. To say I was excited is completely an understatement. I was ecstatic for Johnny, for us to be able to take part in it. He was such an addition to the hunt. It didn't work out this time where, like, the rest of my family couldn't be there. The timing was perfect. As everything always happens in God's timing, so did this. Johnny, I think, is addicted, but you'll have to go judge for it yourself. Make sure that you go watch his video about this at Gillum Farms. And I'll leave a link to the description below to their channel. Guys, it's not always about how many birds did you bring home. It's more about the journey to get there. So till next time, farm on. Keep strong. I love you, and so does God.